Hi there, in this video I'm going to show you the gel-like polygel I bought on AliExpress in the colors light pink and white. I also bought a slip solution nail liquid on AliExpress. I think you can just use an alcohol, but I really wanted the slip solution because it looks nice. I also ordered a brush with a side to slice the product and a brush to sculpt it. I already tested the product on a friend using it as an overlay and a gel polish on top, and after almost 4 weeks we decided to remove it, so it stays on great. I already filed and buffed the nail using a cuticle pusher, and now I'm using a pH bond. This is from the brand Gelish to dehydrate, and I'm using an IBD power bond or primer to make sure the product sticks. I think this is a necessary step. You really need a primer because you're just putting the gel right on top of your own nail. So a nice thin coat of primer. Now I'm going to use the light pink to sculpt the nail bed. So I'm going to do a reverse pink. And let me show you how nice the product looks when you squeeze it out of the tube. It's super easy. It's really in between a gel and an acrylic. I've put the bead directly on my natural nail, and I'm using a brush dipped in the slip solution to smooth it out on the nail bed. I'm going to do a reverse application, so I really want to create a smile line. I've used a bead that's too large, so I can show you what to do when you have put too much product on the nail bed. And as you can see, it won't move. You can sculpt it as long as you want. It will only cure when you put it into the light. So that's so easy. And what I really like about this product, it's not having the bad smell from acrylics. So it really gives you the opportunity to sculpt. And I have used some of the gels from Young Nails to do reverse pink and white. So a French manicure, and I liked that. I definitely liked it more than the IBD gels. I did a video on them and I got a lot of comments that it was so slow, and I rewatched it, and yes, it's really slow, but really I can't move faster. I tried to do another video showing you how to use the products in a quick way, but you can't use them in a quick way. So what I'm doing right here, I've spread out the product, and I'm using the slicing side from the brush to remove some of the product. And I am finishing my smile line using the brush dipped into the slip solution. And it doesn't have to be perfect because I am going to use an electric file for this, but if you want it to be perfect already and just put your white on it just like that, then you need it to be very crisp and clean. I prefer using an electric file for this method. So I'm going to put it into the lamp for about 60 seconds so it's fully cured. If you're going to put your white right on top of it, then you can cure it for like 30 seconds. You just need it to harden a little bit. Now I'm using my electric file to really clean up the smile line. Make sure you get into the corners. And it's really up to you how you want to design your smile line for this set. I decided not to make it really deep. Most of the time I'm using cover gels when I'm doing a French. And that really seduces me into making this really deep smile line. But this pink isn't opaque, so it gives your nail bed this healthy glow, and it combines very pretty with the white. And maybe you can see here how super fine the filing dust is. It's much lighter than acrylics. It's so easy to file. So I really like that. It's so easy to work with when applying, but also when you want to correct, or like I'm doing right now, create a perfect smile line. And I like to use a hand file to check up on the smile line as well. Now I'm using a very fine hand file, very thin, to create this very smooth, perfect French nail bed. And I'm using a buffer file to smooth out the finish. Using some alcohol to clean the entire nail. And like I said, the filing dust is very fine, so you really need to clean thoroughly. Now I'm using the white. Here you can see how the white gel comes out of the tube. It's so easy to work with. It's really like this acrylic bead that doesn't cure by itself. It isn't air curing. When using the white, really press it into the smile line to make sure there are no air holes in between. Make sure your brush is wet, dipped into the slip solution. And for this application I haven't used enough white, so I will reapply a little bit of white. You can just pop it on there. Here you can see that I'm doing that. And this is what happens when your brush isn't wet enough. The product will stick to it. So you really need to keep your brush wet. And it will not affect durability. So I was a little bit afraid of that when you use too much of the slip solution, that you will get a lifting or something like that. Well, that doesn't happen. So don't worry about that. And it's really great. You can really work the product as long as you want. That's also sometimes a little bit tricky because sometimes you just have to accept this is what it is. So I'm tapping the product into the corners, making sure the smile line is even from side to side. I don't need to worry that it's not a perfect application because of the reverse technique. It will come out crisp. And now I'm really patting it onto the nail bed, making sure there are no air bubbles. I'm checking it from the other side to check my apex and to really make sure that the nail is a little bit thinner towards the end. And of course you can do that with filing as well. The white I'm curing for about 2 minutes. I tried to cure it shorter, but there were some uncured areas underneath, so I didn't like that. 2 minutes. I don't know how long gelish needs. 2 minutes for this one. And now I'm simply buffing it a little bit, buffing it into shape. I noticed a few lumps, so I'm using my hand file to really create this fine arch. And it's so soft, guys, really. It's so easy to file. It's nothing compared to acrylics, so this doesn't take you any trouble at all. So I didn't hate filing this product. It was super easy, so maybe that really pushed me to work it towards perfection. Doing my own nails, I get lazy a little bit, even with an electric file. So I'm now cleaning it with alcohol, and I'm using a no wipe top coat. I cure this for 30 seconds. A gelish cuticle oil to finish off. And there you go, the final result. I really, really like this product. It's in between acrylics and gel. Where you put it, it will stay there, but it's much lighter than acrylics, so much easier to file. And what I can tell of it right now, it gives you a lot of strength. It is a little bit softer than acrylics, so maybe if you want to do real long designs with a lot of glitters in it, maybe this isn't the product for you. I saw some videos about using the clear gelish polygel and glitters, and it didn't really work. But for simple overlays or extensions, and like this, a pink and white French, I think the product is really perfect. It looks amazing, super easy to work with, So I would really recommend this if you are looking for something like this. Also in this video, it took me a while to sculpt one nail because I wanted to show you what to do when using too much or too little product. But it really took me, well, half the time of regular gel to use it.